This system that is 90% automated got me 5,700 leads, over 210 qualified calls, all in 22 months. And I'm gonna show you how stupidly simple this system is to increase the likelihood of opportunity for you and your business, regardless of what industry you're in, how good your following is right now, and what you're trying to achieve and sell. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Colby Wechter. I have been in digital marketing for 12 years, 9 of which as a global top 1,000 agency owner. And now I coach six-figure marketing agency owners who are working over 50 hours a week to help them earn more, get to 7 figures while working less, 30 hours a week, so that they can actually start building the life they want with autonomy, freedom, and joy. Now, let's dive into the system. What is important is that this system happens on LinkedIn. Now, you can apply the philosophy of this system to any social media platform, even email, but I highly recommend if you start with LinkedIn and you're trying to build this, that you follow this exactly, right? And so what this is called is the Goodwill Network. Everyone is trying to give you, send 100 DMs a day. They are trying to say, sell in the DMs, get your offer out there as quickly as possible. I say, fuck all that, because I actually care about my reputation. Sales is a numbers game, make no mistake, right? But what I am selling is high ticket. And to me, to actually get people to purchase that where they don't have to be convinced or coerced, because I hate front-end sales where I have to convince somebody of value, is I need to continuously earn their attention, right? So not only do you present value from posting every day, videos like this one, content that helps people, but you can also provide value without an agenda when you get connected with people. So this kind of happens in basically 3 parts. 1 is just connecting. 2 is you're connecting specifically, and 3, you're flattering generally. From there, you are going to build a goodwill network, and this is exactly how I went from basically a dormant LinkedIn page with only 750 or so connections to over 6,500 connections in under 2 years. So let's actually dive in. You can see my profile here. Whatever you're trying to search for, you can do this in multiple ways, but I like to have you connect specifically. And what I mean by connect specifically, and we'll see these on screen here, are finding someone who is in your same space, finding someone who has the same title as you, finding someone who has the same interests as you, finding someone who is in the same location as you. There are a whole bunch of options. And we're going to go through a couple here just to kind of show you how I personally connect specifically. So say I want to target chief marketing officers. So I'm going to target CMO. It's going to give me all of these different people, right? So I'm already in marketing. We can already connect specifically on that. The more specific you can connect, the better you'll be. Now, the nice thing about these scripts is they are not complex. We're really talking about basically 2 sentences here that for me have connected me with over 40% of the people I've sent it to, right? And why is that? Because you're not being sleazy and you're not talking about you. You're talking about them and finding that commonality. So as I'm here, whatever you type in, whether you type founder, Milwaukee is where I'm located, so your city. If you type in the company they work for, whatever you type in, doesn't matter. You can even just go here and just leave it blank and hit enter and it will take you there. I've already typed in CMO, so it's already there. So what I want to do is connect specifically with these people. So I have CMOs in here. I'm going to go to all filters, and how I'm going to connect specifically with them is just find one thing that I can start a conversation with that has nothing to do with me and my offer. It just has everything to do with what we have in common. So maybe I want CMOs who are in the United States as an example. I want people who follow Tim Ferriss. You can add someone in here if you want Simon Sinek or something like that. Doesn't really matter. You can only select one at a time. So I was listening to Tim Ferriss earlier today, so I'm going to select that. And then say I want people who are in marketing strategy, or you know what, digital marketing will probably yield a few more people. And so I'm going to go for that. So let me show results. We have 4,800 people. Okay, this is probably too many people I want on my list. In fact, I always try to get the list to less than 1,000. And so I want to craft this a little bit more. Let me target people in Wisconsin because that's where I am. Right? So now we've gotten this down to 56 results. Anything between, 50 to 1,000 is probably good. But these are all people who now I have commonalities with. They're in the same state as me. They're in the same industry as me, and they follow Tim Ferriss like me. So I can choose any which one. I highly recommend just choosing one, max 2, but I could write a message to someone like this and connect with them, right? So let's go to this person. I want to connect. I'm going to add a note. This is how you do it manually, by the way. We'll show you how to do this automated, but I'm going to connect specifically.
Just crazy.
Hey, Jamie. Great to find a fellow marketer in Wisconsin who follows Tim Ferriss. So now I've connected specifically. I've identified exactly who she is and where we're commonality. Notice I haven't talked about myself. A fellow marketer in Wisconsin who follows Tim. Yes, that describes me, but it's describing her, and that's how she's going to interpret it, right? Now, where do we go from here? We want to, step 2, we want to flatter generally, okay? And so if you connect specifically, they already know you paid attention. You do not need to look at their profile for 20 minutes to connect specifically. Just do the search, keep it simple, flatter generally after that. So when someone has these things, I think I'm pretty cool for being all these things. I'm going to call Jamie cool. Calling people cool has helped me get over 5,000 leads by connecting specifically and flattering generally, right? So as you can see from this message, I have connected specifically, I have flattered generally, calling her cool, and then I've put a call to action, which is the final step, would love to connect in this case. And that's why this works on LinkedIn, because you can send this via connection request, but you can see I still have 150 characters here. I don't need them, right? I'm keeping it very, very baseline. But in here, I've not talked about myself at all. So I've had it low pressure. Hey, you're in the same area. We like the same things. Would be great to connect. You're a cool person. Let's do it, right? This over 40% of the time works, right? And the more specific you get, because there's 3 different connections in here. So I'll backtrack on that. The way you can word it so it's not so abrupt, but a fellow marketer, 1, in Wisconsin, 2, follows Tim Ferriss, 3. You can see the likelihood that she connects with me is extremely high because she sees a like mind. So we'll go ahead and send that. This is how you do it manually. You can do it any which way you want, right? You can type in founder, you can type in someone's individual name, you can just do followers of without typing in anything. So if I just hit enter in the search, now I have every single LinkedIn user with a public profile, and I go all filters, and I want to only find followers of, here's a good buddy of mine, 9,200 people. So I'll want to get this search a little bit further, but maybe I'll connect specifically with these people and say, hey, I noticed that you're in marketing and follow my good buddy Kevin. Makes sense to connect, right? Obviously, I would throw that they're likely cool in there for knowing Kevin as an example. So this is how you do it manually. How do you do it? 90% automated. So what you see here is a tool called Expandy. Now, Expandy is a third-party tool specifically for LinkedIn. This is not for all social media. This is only for LinkedIn. And they advertise themselves as the safest third-party tool for LinkedIn, which is important because LinkedIn does not like third-party tools. But I'm not going to do a full demo on this. I'm just going to show you how you can automate said things. But when it comes down to it, you can take that search from LinkedIn. We'll actually go back to the original one. I can take this search of 56 people, simply copy this URL, and then throw them into an Expandy campaign, right? So if I want to go to my campaigns and create a new one, I can actually just copy and paste those people in. Right? It will automatically add the contacts in there, and then you can go into what message you want to send them. So what it will do is send connection requests just like I sent Jamie in the earlier part of the video. So let's actually go to one where I have been successful with this so far. We can see, let's see one that has a little bit higher connection rate. These are people in London, marketers, 51% connection rate out of almost 500 people. So you can see the message that I'm sending these people, and we're going to see how I connected specifically and flattered generally, right? So the people in here, they're followers of Stephen Bartlett as an example. That is likely how I connected specifically. Oh, actually in this case, hey, I'm always looking to hang with marketing minds. Connect specifically. Would love to connect for the vibes and always down to grab a virtual coffee. Right? As you can see here, very, very simple, right? I still have 130 characters left over as part of the connection message. But when we actually look at these connections, you can see here someone who is actually connected with me, James Herbertson. Simple response to the message, right? We can look at Candace. Sounds great. Great to be connected. We can look at Alex. Often, this is someone I actually chatted with as an example, right? So by doing this, you get low pressure for the person on the other side and you are building goodwill. That's why this is called goodwill networking. You're simply connecting with them without overthinking it. You don't have to look at every bit of their profile. You can automate this. So now this campaign will run on its own, sending those messages, and you can go into the actual LinkedIn settings with Expandy. And I'll include the link to Expandy down below, where it will show how many messages you can send per day so you don't overdo it, so you don't get flagged. So you'll want to warm up your campaign instead of just go, I'm sending 100 messages a day, day one. If you never send 100 messages a day prior to actually using the tool, that will look really, really bad, and you will probably lose your account or at least get it blocked or restricted. So you'll want to be careful. You want to take your time, but as you can see here in my dashboard, it is producing anywhere between 25 and 60 actions per day, right? And this is all actions that I set up one time that I no longer have to worry about. And then people will actually come in and respond to the message. So that is exactly how you set it up. You can connect specifically, flatter generally, and automate it using a tool like Expandy or another tool. This is just the only one I have personal experience with, and it works really, really great and has never gotten me in any sort of hot water or compromised the campaign whatsoever. And then you actually speak to these people. My mission when it comes to building goodwill is to get to know the person on the other end. It is not, hey, connect specifically, flatter generally, and then sell them 2 messages later. That is not what this is for. This is to build a network of people you could serve, but more importantly, want to get to know first before you pitch. So I hope this video helps. If you did find this content helpful, I encourage you to like and subscribe. For more information on how to actually grow your business to 7 figures while working less and having less stress, enjoying it along the way to achieve autonomy and freedom, give me a follow, and I will leave my newsletter down in the description as well, which I write twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays, to help give further, deeper insights on exactly how I did that, how my clients do that, and how you can do that as well. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and we will see you in the next one.